For a repeat of last season's Carabao Cup final. Manchester United versus Newcastle United, this time taking place in round 4. And the traditional welcome as the two teams are announced over the public address system.
Always get the good John Champion, Stuart Roberts.
Slightly
I like
tremorous
those.
Old Trafford
They are
given the
actually
circumstances.
the best.
Falls an awkward time for the hosts, coming just 3 days after a comprehensive home defeat in the Manchester derby.
Don't remind us of the
It
derby.
also fits rather uncomfortably for Newcastle as they attempt to juggle the twin demands of the Premier League and the Champions League. That's Stuart Robson. It is Newcastle who have compromised the most in terms of team selection tonight.
They certainly have. They've made a lot of changes. It's not a weak side, but it's certainly a second-string side, you would say. The only Jolinton, maybe Gordon, looking in the first 11. So Eddie Howe's made some big changes here.
And Eddie Howe making his way purposefully along the touchline as his players line up. Two unfamiliar faces in there, supplementing 3 of the regulars. 7 changes in total to the Manchester United team that lost the derby. Onana, Dalot, Maguire and Lindelof remain. Casemiro returns from injury. The starts of Martial, Anthony and Garnacho. Rashford and Højlund are among those who have dropped to the bench.
And United need a big performance from Martial tonight. He has to lead the line, both with his movement and his link-up play. Likewise, Mason Mount, who needs to convince these United fans that he can be dynamic with the ball and be good defensively. And of course, Anthony needs to show his quality. He hasn't done that for Manchester United so far.
Newcastle outdo their hosts by making 8 changes, very much a mix and match selection. Kraft making his first appearance of the season. Ritchie starting for only the second time in a year. The back 4, all fullbacks by trade, as is Lewis Hall, tonight deployed in midfield.
It'll be interesting to see who actually plays up front. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of rotation between Jolinton and Gordon. And then Ritchie will give width on the right-hand side. Paul, Longstaff and Willett will look to dominate the midfield area by outrunning Casemiro and Mason Mount. And watch out for the right-back, Livramento. He loves to get forward and get crosses into the box.
So it is another full house at Old Trafford, as it is for every domestic and European fixture here. The times are awkward for Manchester United.
Alexa,
The
stop.
Manchester
They've
United
played
timer
9
is
times
done.
here this season at what always used to be a fortress, and have lost 4 of those games, including 4 of the last 7. Match referee is Rob Jones from Merseyside. Casemiro back as captain. Sean Longstaff giving the armband on the occasion of his 150th appearance for Newcastle. So how deep is the malaise at Manchester United? Only 8th in the Premier League, 8 points off the top 4 after just 10 games of the league season. And requiring someone to galvanise them, and they hope that Casemiro might be that man. History not a friend to Newcastle in this fixture. They've won 1 of their last 40 4-0 games at Old Trafford. Ten Hag alongside Mitchell van der Gaag. Eddie Howe, Jason Timber won't be far away, he never is. On a night where Manchester United really daren't contemplate slipping up again, especially against what is effectively a Newcastle reserve lineup providing the opposition. Manchester United getting us underway. Lindelof and Maguire, central defence. No Varane tonight. Left on the bench for the derby. I presume because he was not actually fit enough to play a realistic part. Whatever Ten Hag's protestations, maybe he chose Johnny Evans ahead of him for tactical reasons. First involvement for Casemiro, and that's the Swede Lindelof. Maguire. And Dalot at right back.
The thing to note is that Jolinton's going to play on the left-hand side and Gordon's going to play through the middle for Newcastle.
Oh my God.
Jolinton and Willett will be the players that continually swap positions. They've done that in previous games. Willett will play on the left-hand side for midfield three. Jolinton wide left. He's the player for Manchester United that needs to affect the game. Hasn't done that so far in the Manchester United shirt enough.
Nice to see Newcastle back in their black and white away kit. They wore their Saudi-inspired green at Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League last weekend. There's ever going to be a colour clash with the old gold. The injury issue here.
There's a whack on the thigh, I think. Longstaff, the player that's gone down here. Martial was just trying to got much of a touch, did he? Just he hasn't fallen awkwardly there. It's the back of his hamstring by the looks of it. That's not good, is it?
This will be a significant delay. And already possible reconstruction of what's a reserve team on the minds of Bettis Howe and Tyndall. This is one of 6 ties taking place in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup tonight. There were 2 last night. 10 Premier League teams in action. This one of 4 all Premier League sides. And goals from elsewhere. West Ham 1-up on Arsenal. Ben White's own goal early in that game. Liverpool have just taken the lead at Bournemouth through Cody Gakpo. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1. Chelsea lead Blackburn by 1-0 through Benoit Badiashile. It's Everton 1, Burnley 0. James Tarkowski at Goodison Park. Ipswich 0, Fulham 1 through Harry Wilson. And of course goalless in the early moments here, but it looks like Matt Targett's night is over. And Miguel Almiron is the player getting the call, the Paraguayan.
That means a real change. Target, the left back. I've seen Hall play at left back in the past. It means that Almiron will play further forward. Willett will drop that little bit deeper.
Reguilón. And Mason Mount. Casemiro. West Ham Arsenal score 1-0 to the Hammers is now half time at the London Stadium. That's offside against Diogo Dalot.
That's actually something that Dallow's done well over the course of the season. Get forward to good effect. That time he was called offside.
So much earlier than anticipated. Miguel Almiron comes on. As Matt Targett limps off. Targett will take his place in a treatment room that's already overcrowded at St James's Park. No Isak, no Murphy, no Anderson, no Botman, no Barnes. And of course, Sandro Tonali suspended for 10 months. Responds to his contravention of gambling rules. And Dubravka in
I understand and
the
respect it.
team this evening. With Maurice Karius on the bench. As he started the final last year.
Yes, he did. He did okay up to a certain point. Could have been at fault for maybe one of the goals.
It's cancelled. Because of
Mount.
doesn't make sense.
Anthony.
You can see that Hall is now playing at left back. Linton has gone into a holding midfield position. So it's all changed for Newcastle with that injury to Target. There is Jolinton sitting in front of the two centre-backs.
Ten Hag has been pretty adamant in the 3 days since the Derby defeat that he still believes his team is moving in the right direction, which is a hard argument to sustain given their recent results.
I'm not sure our studio panel quite agreed with him, did they? Burnley and Shaggy Hislop.
Oh, that's a foul.
The culprit.
Easily got a yellow card for this cynical foul on the left back.
What was your take on Manchester United's Derby performance?
It wasn't very good, was it? I mean, they were outplayed in every department in terms of athleticism, tactical understanding, technical quality. It's a big worry for Ten Hag and this Manchester United side and their supporters. But I don't think it was a surprise, was it?
No. But it has led to unfortunate comparisons with regimes past. Suggestions that Manchester United are on a similar cycle to that they experienced under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And there were moments of encouragement and trying to build them into something more than they actually were. And in the end, a new groom was required. There have been 5 permanent managers here since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement just over 10 years ago. BIIIIIIG. There's Hall. Livramento. And Dummett, the centre-backs for Newcastle.
Go back to Eddie Howe's selection. When they beat Manchester City, they celebrated as if they'd won the cup at the end of the game. Because they were going to maybe target this competition to have another good run. Selection will suggest that.
Last midweek, Newcastle a reality check with a home defeat by Dortmund in the Champions League. Dissipated some of the euphoria of that victory over PSG.
What I want to know is, why pass backwards?
Concentrating their main focus. Casemiro. His countryman, Anthony.
Give it right up. Out of bounds.
Ritchie. The second time in 2023, he started a game. This time was the third round of the FA Cup.
The midfield players for Manchester United that are playing in front of Casemiro are playing fairly high. Mason Mount and Hannibal both pressing on.
And Newcastle supporters very evident in the background. 7,500 of them here. 10% of the ground capacity. From Newcastle's Gordon.
Since he's been at Newcastle, he's mostly played on the left-hand side, the front three. He did play for Everton as a centre-forward on several occasions.
And for England under 21s, I think, in that position this year.
So he's got the quality, he's got pace to run in behind. He can hold up the play when he needs to, not physically, but technically. He's a decent finisher.
Joelinton. Livramento. Ritchie.
One of three central midfield players. He's a player that can, on his day, do both sides of the job. Good defensively, he's got good energy, can run forward. Sure, he didn't want to make such an early change, did he? Moving on earlier on.
Martial. It's Anthony and Casemiro.
Reguilon did well down that. In fact, Garnacho that gets the cross in with his left foot. Anthony's first touch wasn't great, but he sets up Casemiro nicely. Power in the shot.
The challenge by Hannibal and a yellow card.
And that's when Manchester United have to do better. It was obvious that Onana was going to have to play that ball forward, and they were slow to get to the knockdown. Hannibal was late on it. Longstaff was caught. He does go with his shoulder in the end. Hannibal is never going to get there. He's going to be under a little bit of pressure. We saw him at his very best, didn't we? Against Wrexham. And San Diego?
Yes.
He was absolutely the outstanding player on the field that day. Amongst a lot of Manchester United's youngsters.
Snapdragon Stadium. Willock.
There's a little nutmeg on Casemiro. Puts his arms out, Casemiro. Willock certainly made sure he went down. He's probably played a little bit too far away from him.
Ritchie has placed the ball.
No share to aim for. Trippier is not out there to take it as he normally does. No burn coming round the back. They're looking to hit it around about the penalty spot, I'd imagine.
Ritchie it is. Away by Lindelof for a corner. Clements is one of those forward. Ritchie. Joe Linton didn't get the purchase. Martial. Casemiro to Hannibal. Ball in rapidly, Manchester United ball.
Good defended in the end by Maguire. Joe Linton had actually lost his man and spun round the back. Maguire was able to get some sort of challenge on him. Hannibal's got to be careful. He's just made another big challenge there, Hannibal, having already got a yellow card. He's got to be careful. Here's the player that was sent tumbling. It's late. Overly dangerous, but he's got to be very sensible and careful now. That will be his last warning, that's for sure.
Done it. Joe Linton played it against Mount. Reguilón. Linda.
Not a particularly good time at Spurs, did he? Reguilón.
Pulling up a little lane. Casemiro. Willock.
That was a dumbass thing to do.
Not for Casemiro this time.
Yeah, Willock did well just to nudge Hannibal out the way, but then he couldn't see the next pass. Gordon made a couple of runs in front of him, but I don't think he'd actually find him with the ball. He had a pass out wide, which he didn't really want to take. Casemiro has got a yellow card for that.
Of course he does. It wouldn't be a game without Casemiro. Casemiro getting a card.
With Hannibal playing quite high up the field at times, and Mason Mount trying to run forward as well. Casemiro could be isolated in this midfield. He's been an exceptional player. Not sure he's a great athlete anymore. That's one of the problems that Manchester United and Ten Hag have had when he plays with Eriksen in that central midfield. And maybe Bruno Fernandes. Lack of legs.
Ritchie, Willock. Ritchie to deliver. Hannibal.
Don't.
Joe Linton. Willock. Here's Ritchie.
Right ball, just too much height on it. Gordon had found himself clear at the far post. He got away from Lindelof. Just needs to be rolled along that 6-yard box. Really good play for Joe Linton, playing around Mason Mount as if he wasn't there. Difficult times for Erik ten Hag. Those first 21 minutes wouldn't have pleased him, I don't think. There's no real pattern to their play. Can't see any shape to their side. I think Newcastle have looked the better team.
And they'll have a go now through Ritchie.
It's just a throwing field. Mason Mount is slow to it. Jolinton does brilliantly to win the ball. Not a great effort in the end from Matt Ritchie.
Reminder of the other scores: West Ham 1, Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1, Chelsea a goal up on Blackburn, Everton 1 up on Burnley, Fulham 1-0 in front at Ipswich. In the 5 other ties this evening, the draw for the quarter-finals follows this game. Willock. Casemiro.
By the time they get up the field, they're done.
Dallo. Anthony. Seen off by Willock.
If you do go to ground, you've got to win the ball, and that's exactly what Willock did there. Found himself in the process. That was better from Anthony. Played a nice little 1-2 around Hall.
West Ham have doubled their lead against Arsenal early in the second half. Mohamed Kudus, this season signing from Ajax. West Ham 2, Arsenal 0.
A very frustrating time for Anthony since he's moved to Manchester United. He's still got quality. He's got a great left foot at times. He can bend balls into the box. He's got a decent bit of pace, but he hasn't done it consistently.
32 Premier League games, 4 goals, 2 assists.
It's not good enough for someone playing on the right wing that can, as I said, deliver good crosses into the box.
And who cost £85 million.
You're not making it sound any better.
Can't dress it up, Stuart. Hall. Dallo. Anthony. Lindelof to the on loan Reguilón. Not allowed it to drift out.
I said before the game that they need a big performance out of Martial. Just watching him when he's playing as the out-and-out centre forward.
He's done shit, man.
He realises how he can get the ball. He's not.
They haven't done
behind
shit.
He's not finding that bit of space to come and receive the ball.
Move the ball up the field.
Newcastle happy to defend in a 4-5-1. Manchester United have got it here. Hall. Good communication between Almiron and Hall. And didn't want to go all the way back with him. Passed him on to the left back.
The cast list in reserve tonight. Fernandez, Ericsson, Hoyland, Johnny Evans. Goalkeeper Altai Bayindir, who's yet to appear. Amrabat. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's back from injury. And this is Almiron for Newcastle. Gordon. Hall. Willock. Tried to backheel back to Hall. And then Gordon. Manchester United had the opportunity to clear. Regular. Maguire in cleanly and effectively. Garnacho. And Livramento wins out in that duel. And takes on and beats Mount. Gordon to his right. Almiron arriving here. And Miguel Almiron has scored for Newcastle. Slap back in front of the Stretford end. Seven and a half thousand travelling Geordies, more than making themselves heard. And the mood darkens further for Erik ten Hag.
Well, all over the pitch, Newcastle are winning the 50-50 battles, the physical confrontations. They look sharper, they look hungrier, they look quicker. And that was the case with Livramento. He first of all won the ball back here off Garnacho. It's almost a 2v1 as Reguilon is making the run outside of him. Then he brushes him aside. Hannibal can't get there. The next challenge can't get there from Mason Mount. He had two passes. He picked out the right one. The first touch from Almiron is brilliant. The second, even better. What a good goal that is from Newcastle's point of view. But really poor from Manchester United. And the atmosphere is just going to get worse and worse around the stadium now. It's a good finish. Lifts it beyond Onana into the corner. Top quality from that player there.
And he has steered Newcastle into the lead on a ground where they have won once in the last 52 years. Manchester United, who have lost 4 of their last 7 at home, in significant danger of making that 5 losses in 8 in front of their own supporters.
He wasn't meant to start the game. Came on after only 2 or 3 minutes. And he's had an impact. So too did that man there. We talked about it before the game. He's really good going forward. He was a youngster for Chelsea where he played as a right wing back in their youth sides and was absolutely outstanding.
Casemiro. Reguilon. Garnacho. Mount.
The question is, can Livramento do the other side of the game? Garnacho here just skips past him. Certainly finds himself enough space to get the cross in. And a good run towards the near post from Mason Mount.
The body language is instructive. Frowns, folded arms, clasped fists, and a pensive manager. Hannibal. Anthony. Better for Manchester United with Dalot. And it came off Mount and didn't fall for Garnacho.
This seems to be their outlet, Dalot. Anthony goes in field or goes slightly deep, and Dalot loves to make those forward runs. This runs away from Carbaro on that occasion. That's a really good ball into the box. Martial misses it. Mason Mount thought he was going to head it. And got it all wrong. Chest onto the arm. It might be a second string side for Newcastle, but they're playing the first team. They're working really hard. They look fresh. I think they're winning all the physical battles at the moment. And this man in particular, who's given the ball away, has been excellent. Wellington.
Newcastle having already accounted for Manchester City in the previous round. So City are out, and it looks like Newcastle are going out because Jared Bowen has just scored a third goal of the night for West Ham at the London Stadium. West Ham 3, Arsenal 0.
Big result for David Moyes, West Ham. Some poor performances.
Races in the last of the 64th League Cup competition, the Carabao Cup, to that its most modern name. The final is at Wembley at the end of February.
On an occasion it was last year between these two sides.
Newcastle coming very close to ending their 54-year wait for a major trophy, but losing in the final to Manchester United 2-0. First half goals from Casemiro and Rashford.
I have to give right now their halftime performance, their first half performance, a big red.
And the lyrics of the Georgies songs are evident to one and all. Anthony. Hannibal. It's Reguilón.
Not good play by Jolinton on that occasion. He just thought he could hold off Hannibal. Hannibal eventually won the ball back. Anthony's pass was meant for Hannibal. He just about gets there. Not a good effort in the end from the left back.
Jesus Christ. That's bullshit.
Finds the goal scorer, Almiron. Willock. Hall. Oh, it's two. And Lewis Hall sprints away in joyous celebration. It's turning into another nightmare night for Manchester United.
Well, great technique from Lewis Hall when it comes back out to him. Just hit straight through the back of the ball. Manchester United go to sleep. Quick free kick is taken. Almiron was just onside. You see Lindelof was playing him onside. Casemiro and Dello don't defend it very well wide here. Should never be able to get Willock in behind.
Terrible.
Gets back and gets half a challenge in there. They keep possession.
I retired from playing professionally.
With the first header. That's a terrific
Because
goal.
I was one of the best to come from my town.
Coming up from left
Ever
back
played
on
the
edge
game
of
of
the box.
soccer.
Hannibal
I'm
can't get
retired.
tight enough. Didn't have enough time to get there.
And I can defend
Oh,
better
it was
than half
offside,
these
but
people in this game.
It's a really good bit
That's
of
fucking
technique
terrible.
from the former Chelsea.
I am a 37-year-old retired soccer player.
A special moment.
And I can
because
defend better
although
than
he
half these
grew up
people.
in the south of England and came through at Chelsea.
It just makes no sense
he
why they
and
can't
his
fucking
family
defend.
are ardent Newcastle
I'm 37
supporters.
years old and retired. I was the best defender and scorer.
2 goals in 7 minutes for Newcastle.
Against anybody from my
Martial.
town. I'm the man.
Goes back too
I'm the
far
man
to
that they're
receive the
named.
ball. He gives it away. He's offered no
And
threat
nobody else is
whatsoever.
better than me.
2 players that can come on and try and change things.
Get one back, man.
Anthony. It's a corner. Anthony will leap for Mount. Mount's kick. Garnacho.
And I have to do a lot better job.
Gallo.
Oh my God!
One of the could threaten Manchester United would be with set plays. Casemiro's done well since he's been at United. Winning balls in the air. Maguire's good in the air. Newcastle defended that really well. And we're talking about it in the studio. What sort of style of football is Ten Hag playing? Talking about he couldn't do it the Ajax way because he had different players. At the moment, you can't tell exactly what they're trying to do, Manchester United, in terms of style of play and game plan.
Here goes Willock. It's Hall. And Samiro trying to tidy up. She does with the help of Dallo. And now Regulo. And there is a decided air of disquiet around Old Trafford. And the ball. Good landing for the Tunisian. And the referee wants immediate attention for him.
Terrible.
Yeah, he fell awkwardly.
Terrible.
It's an early jump here against Dummer. He falls right on his back. Not sure we're going to see him in the second half. He's got that yellow card. He's had 1 or 2 knocks. He's really been able to affect the game.
Merrim, physio.
Da 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 ha. Hi.
Fernandez is going up for a stretch and a jog, but half time is not too far away.
He's going to be pleased with his team, isn't he, Eddie Howe? The new players coming in. Haven't had any problems defensively. Golovka hasn't had a save to make. 2 centre halves haven't really been stretched.
Hello.
2-0 at Ipswich of the Championship.
Oh my God.
The Cottagers second.
Definitely not a good thing.
No one really.
Oh, he made a save.
Meaningful challenge or even confront him. Looking the player struggling.
Mummy!
Got back and made a challenge. Good sign, hasn't he? Newcastle, there's he's got a whack to the side of the knee. Oh, Maguire.
Second goal for Everton against Burnley at Goodison Park. And now they're the scorer. Tarkowski having put them into a first half lead. Almiron.
Shouldn't let him get that much space.
Gordon.
Causing a lot of problems down this left-hand side, Newcastle, with those runs through the inside left position and behind Dalot. Casemiro can't always get across and help him out.
You guys are like just bums, man. Move the ball. Oh!
Almiron.
You got 4 subs. Fucking make them.
Come into a team.
Out.
Like
Out.
Hannibal.
Out. Goalie. Out. Revamp the team. Let's go. This is why I should be the manager.
At half-time, we'll be getting the thoughts of Craig Burley and Shaka Hislop in the ESPN.
Pressure the
studio,
goddamn.
along with Dan Thomas.
I don't think they're going to be very complimentary about this Manchester United performance. It's disjointed, there's been no fluency. And we're talking about players, senior players, trying to get hold of the game. Come to the fore, that hasn't really happened. Lots of very nervy players out there that don't really want to get involved in the game too much. Martial being one of them.
Hyde is a Manchester United player. As Craig said, you just never know what you're going to get with this Manchester United. They are an enigma. That's probably being kind. Regular. Garnacho. Casemiro. Anthony. Garnacho. Goes to 5 added minutes. Casemiro. Regular. Martial. Dalot. There haven't been very many efforts on the Newcastle goal by Manchester United tonight.
He gets tucked in field. His first touch is quite good. Just hooks it slightly. Always missing the far post.
Goals from Miguel Almiron and Luis Hall.
Both very good goals in their different ways. Good technical goal from Luis Hall. Really good counter-attack and finish for the first one. Started by Livramento out on that right-hand side.
Casemiro. Regular. Done its header. Garnacho. And had a go.
And a good go as well. That's better from Mason Mount. Just gets that bit of space, cuts across it, bending away from the goalkeeper at a nice height. It just starts to bend in the air here. You can swerve. And a comfortable save for Dubravka.
Dallow's corner. Anthony. Mount.
Shit.
Regular. Casemiro. If it comes to Hannibal. Mount's old team, Chelsea, have just won 2-0 against Blackburn Rovers at Stamford Bridge. Raheem Sterling with Chelsea's second of the night. Martial. Anthony Gordon. Longstaff. Almiron. Joe Linton. Great, successfully completed Newcastle pass being cheered. I've had so many disappointments on this ground down the years. With heavy beatings, including a 7-2 defeat here in the previous fourth-round League Cup tie.
They really were showing their confidence there, weren't they? Playing around whatever.
Oh, that sums up this first half.
Put on them.
Don't worry, I'll make a
Down
live
one
stream
side
for
of
the
pitch,
second half.
Switch your play to the other.
Whistle should be blowing
Taking on Dallow.
just a second here. Yep, not good.
And you can hear the reception for it and for Manchester United.